Thanks for joining us, everyone. An argument turns violent in Columbus earlier today at United Deli on Tuscaloosa Road.
It happened just after noon. The disagreement between two customers there at the store ended with one firing shots at the other. Our Jory Talley joins us with more on what happened. She's live at the scene. Jory.
Audrey and Joey, it all happened right behind me at this popular place that's run by a beloved family in the community. Lunchtime is a busy time for the store because many residents come by to get a sandwich from the deli. However, this lunch break was a lot different than most. Witnesses told me earlier today that two men got into an argument at those gas pumps, and then one pulled a gun and fired shots. After shots were fired, the people involved took off in their vehicles. Good witness descriptions help give officers details of the cars and where they went. The alleged shooter left the scene in a 2003 green Jeep Cherokee, and the alleged victim left in a black truck.
After the initial call came out and that there was a gunshot victim, we had two vehicles that left the scene. Officers were able to shut down, I think, the black vehicle on Waterworks Road. Found out that there was no gunshot victim. Thank God for that.
Lowndes County Chief Deputy Mark Miley spotted the suspect's green SUV not long after shots were fired at the deli. The male and female were arrested and taken into custody at New Hope Road and Highway 182. The Columbus Police Department, the Lowndes County Sheriff's Department, and the U.S. Marshals were involved in today's roundup. Reporting live in Columbus, Jory Talley, WCBI News. Audrey and Joey.
Thanks, Jory. It was almost a nightmare July 4th holiday for a Tupelo family. They say a stranger tried to kidnap their 7-year-old daughter in broad daylight. An eyewitness says she noticed a silver Pontiac Grand Prix drive up and stop next to a group of kids playing across the street from her house. She says the driver opened his door, grabbed the girl, and threw her in his car. Her friends started screaming, alerting nearby adults who ran to confront the man. The man threw the girl to the ground after she kicked him and sped off. Now the young girl's mother wants other parents to know about the terrifying incident.
He called me to come back. Oh, I want him off the streets. I want to get to him. The main reason for these interviews is to get him, let people know that he drives a silver Grand Prix, and to be on the lookout for him. I'm scared he's going to get somebody else's child. I give God the glory for saving my baby.
Police are interviewing witnesses and checking out leads. The suspect is described as a balding African-American male in his 40s. He was last seen driving a silver or gray Pontiac Grand Prix. If you have any information, call Tupelo Police.
A man seen on surveillance camera is in the Lee County Jail tonight. 44-year-old Julius Gritzman is charged with malicious mischief and petty larceny charges. Lee County deputies say Gritzman appeared on the video from a home in the Auburn community. He was arrested on July 4th on unrelated charges. The Sheriff's Department posted the mobile man's picture on social media. That led to several tips from residents in that case.
Well, the search for an Amory woman who went underwater near the Aberdeen Lock and Dam is over. Search crews recovered 54-year-old Lisa Merritt this morning.
WCBI's Parker King was at the scene yesterday and again today as the search turned from rescue to recovery. He's joining us in the studio now to tell us about the resources that went into this search. Parker.
Guys, they train on land, by boat, and underwater. 4 cities, a county sheriff's department, and state law enforcement put their training and experience to the test at the Lock and Dam.
Very tragic day, but it's also a day that, you know, the family will have some closure.
The call that came in around 5:15 Tuesday afternoon reported a potential missing person from a boat. Sheriff Cecil Cantrell says 54-year-old Lisa Merritt apparently jumped in to swim without a life jacket.
Well, this is any type of water. You have swift-moving water. People don't understand the power of water. The water's very swift. With the lock chambers, you have a lot of undertow coming on, so it's a very dangerous situation.
The Monroe County Sheriff's Department and rescue team were dispatched to the scene. It didn't take long for backup to arrive.
This was a very coordinated effort among the Monroe County Search and Rescue, the Columbus Fire Rescue.
Our game and fish, of course, Monroe County Sheriff's Department, all our deputies.
As well as Army Corps engineers. We're using a combination of side scan sonar available on the boats. We was using divers. K9 also came up.
Recovery workers found Merritt Wednesday morning.
This is not a one-man show. This is a unit effort by a lot of people and a lot of resources, and it makes you proud that you can get this many resources in such a timely manner.
The Amory Fire Department, Aberdeen Fire Department, and Aberdeen Police Department were also a part of the recovery effort. Andrea, back to you.
All right, Parker in our studio with that story. A mother and daughter are in jail tonight after an argument involving a baseball bat and a knife. 36-year-old Shanitha Stephen and 22-year-old Khadijah Stephen are both charged with domestic violence, aggravated assault. Bruce police say the two women got into an argument yesterday afternoon. Khadijah Stephen did have to get stitches, but no other injuries were reported. The incident remains under investigation. Fireworks are being blamed for shutting down a railroad track in Columbus. Firefighters were called to the trestle that goes over the Tenn-Ton waterway and connects what is known as the island to Columbus. Several cross ties were smoldering and a train had to be stopped while crews worked to make sure everything was extinguished. Repairs will have to be made. Firemen tell WCBI they believe someone was shooting fireworks last night and that's what sparked the smoke. An investigation is underway. Time for a first look at our forecast. We'll turn things over to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson. Keith?
Fair weather across our area right now. Andre, you can see that with our Alpha Insurance camera in downtown Columbus. Not a lot of activity going on. Let's go up to Tupelo. Much the same story. Mix of sun and clouds. 89 degrees for you in Tupelo. It is very humid out there. Plenty of humidity in the air today. We've had a few isolated showers this afternoon and even late this morning and into the afternoon too, but most of the activity now back to our north and east. Still can't rule out some additional showers or storms to fill on in during the course of the evening hours. Most spots will stay dry, but we will all stay warm and muggy, and you can see our warm temperatures here. Your full forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Keith. The Columbus Mayor and City Council officially begin their new term today. City leaders took the oath of office in a special ceremony at the Trotter Convention Center this afternoon. There is one new face on the board. Frederick Jackson defeated Marty Turner to represent Ward 4. All 6 men are looking forward to a new term and new opportunities.
I appreciate the citizens out there giving me another opportunity and showing confidence in me for 4 more years, and I think I've still got something to offer to the city and look forward to working to accomplish that.
The council's first meeting is tomorrow.
Many economic developers will tell you a vibrant downtown will attract people and more business. A $12 million project in Tupelo is expected to do just that, attract more money to Fair Park.
Yeah, the big announcement was made today. Our Quentin Smith talks with city leaders about the impact this development could make in the city. He joins us live in the studio with more. Quentin?
Joey, everyone I spoke with say they're excited about this new project coming to Tupelo. The project has been in the works for a few years now, and once it's finished, city leaders believe this project is something tourists and residents can both enjoy.
If you look just east of Tupelo City Hall on the corner of East Troy and Fair Park Drive, you'll see empty lots. But a $12 million project will soon change the landscape of downtown Tupelo.
It's really a step in the right direction. It's a sign of the vibrant local economy here in Tupelo.
This is a proposed drawing of the site. It'll consist of multiple phases.
This new development is going to bring multi-use to this building. Several stories. We'll have office space, of course, but we'll also have some first floor retail, restaurants, and a public plaza that we can enjoy for special events.
The second phase will be similar to the first. It'll be located directly across the street.
From there, hopefully, when this is successful, other investors, the same investors will invest in the area to continue to grow Fair Park.
City leaders are excited about the economic boost this project is expected to bring.
Well, it increases our ad valorem tax base. It will also increase our sales tax base and bring in new businesses to the area. Plus, you always have to include the job creation that we will have.
We're growing the city of Tupelo, new jobs, new tax base, new quality of life opportunities. Really, everything you're hoping to do in the city is reflected in this project.
Now, construction on this project is set to begin right away and completed by June of 2018. Andrea, Joey, back to you.
All right, Quentin, thanks a lot. You may not realize this, but this is one of the busiest days for animal shelters.
We explain why and tell you what you can do to help when we come back.
Watching WCBI News at 6 with Andrea Self. and Joey Barnes.
Welcome back. July 4th ranks first for pets that go missing. Experts say it's because fireworks usually scare our furry friends.
Our Jory Talley has more on helpful tips when it comes to finding missing pets after a holiday.
It's this loud banging and popping of fireworks that causes pets to take off. Fireworks scare cats and dogs, and if yours is missing, the shelter is where you need to go.
First place to come. A lot of people call. It's best to come and just look.
As of this morning, Columbus Lambs Humane Society Director Karen Johnwick says no pets have been brought in that might have wandered off over the holiday.
I came in this morning thinking, oh, there's going to be 100 calls on the answer machine. There wasn't. So I'm thankful. I know there will be some animals coming in today. There will be some calls coming in today. You know, people probably, got in late last night and probably had to be at work early today. You're cute. You're so soft.
She says social media is very popular for getting the word out about lost pets, whether it's yours or one you found.
Check with us. We can do a report, and then we're also going to tell you to put it on one of the pet pages, because if it's not here, someone in the community is going to probably see your pet, and then they can also be looking.
Not giving up is key, because your pet is also wanting to get back home.
Don't just give up. I mean, it can be days, it could be weeks. Just keep checking. We had, 8 months later, someone found their dog that was here. So just don't give up. Just keep checking. Your pet is going to be found, hopefully.
Now, if you found a missing pet, call the shelter, post it to social media, and check for a number on a collar if the pet has one.
And speaking of pets, make sure you keep your dog, your animal, what have you, cool and hydrated. With all this heat, the full forecast is next.
$500 on the phone you really want.
Your first alert weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Some friendly clouds moving through Tupelo today. There's our Alpha Insurance time lapse. Now, we've had some drier air come on in a little bit to get rid of some of these cumulus clouds late this afternoon. Still some high cirrus out there, but it's still warm. It's still humid across the entire region. We know that. Around 90 degrees here in our viewing area. And just check out some of these values as far as the heat index. Right now, 104, that's what it feels like in Meridian, 100 in Montgomery, Alabama. 95 to about 100 degrees locally. So it's warm, it's steamy. And as we project ahead at tomorrow afternoon, likely the same story, 90s to around 100 degrees. And we may inch back up into the triple digits again in many spots here in the Deep South on Friday. So it's hot as fireworks. And speaking of the fireworks, let's go and check out some of these pictures from Starkville from last night's display. Excuse me. What a great series of pictures that is right there. Not too bad. Thanks a lot to Austin for that. And speaking of Starkville, easy for me to say, right? Speaking of Starkville, you can see this classic stray shower, the building cumulus cloud, and just a little bit of rain trying to fall earlier this afternoon. Few and far between were those showers over the last couple of hours, and right now our entire viewing area with our live Doppler radar checking out no rain here falling from any of the clouds that remain in place. And let me get out of the way. You can see this big batch of rain near Talladega, Alabama. That thunderstorm was blowing through Birmingham about an hour ago. So some of the heaviest rain today has actually been in northern Alabama and all of Tennessee, it seems like. But for our area, we've been in this donut hole. There's a front back to the west, and that front's just going to linger in the region over the next few days, and it will keep those rain chances going. The eastern half of the country, high humidity. If you want the bone dry air, just go out to the Rocky Mountains and the desert Southwest. Look at this. This is just the United States divided in two, dry versus humid, and we are smack dab in the humidity. So those rain chances will continue about 30 to 40%. A little bit higher chance tomorrow and Saturday. Tonight, 74 degrees, warm and muggy. There's still an outside chance for a shower or storm. Tomorrow, upper 80s to low 90s, very similar to today. A chance for some scattered showers and storms in the region. You can see the effects of that boundary in place, that frontal boundary in place for tomorrow, Friday into Saturday too. So let's just show you that 7-day forecast, and you'll be able to see where we're headed here. And what you probably already know is not too many changes. Highs, generally speaking, low 90s, lows into the 70s. Fans, keep them on. Air conditioner, keep it on as well.
Coming up, the high school football tour continues its trek through Class 3A. We visit Boonville Blue Devils next in sports.
EI Sports with Robbie Donahoe is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
After enjoying some fireworks and time by the grill, it's time for us to get back to work on the tour as we continue our trek into Class 3A in Region 1. Boonville remains one of the top teams coming out of 3A in North Mississippi, but the Blue Devils are ready to move up into being a contender in all of Mississippi as the Blue Devils of Boonville stop number 17 of our 60 in 60 marathon.
WCBI's 60 Schools in 60 Days is brought to you by Toyota, Let's Go Places, and Emerson Animal Hospital, where your pets are family in West Point.
They call it Competition Wednesday at Boonville. 5 stations with 5 teams, doing everything from flipping tires to pushing sleds. The Blue Devils aim to outwork their opponents in 2017 as they return a young nucleus that has shown promise to their head coach, Mike Maddox.
We've got several young athletes that are coming up. We're going to have a good mixture of, we don't have but 6 seniors this year, and we're going to have most of our skill people are going to be sophomores and juniors. Have a real good freshman class coming up. So I'm just excited about our kids and the work ethic that they've displayed during the summer, during the off season, best we've ever had here. You've got to work hard, and usually everything else will take care of itself. And 9 out of 10 times, if you do work hard, you'll be successful at whatever you try.
Boonville aims to be successful with a new wrinkle in their offense this season as Coach Maddox is slotting superstar athlete Dallas Gamble in at the quarterback spot. The 6'1" junior has been great on the ground and through the air in his first 2 years at Boonville, but this year he'll have the ball in his hands on every play.
He's worked extremely hard. Dallas right now is a little fast for what we're trying to do with him. So it'll slow down to him. The concept is what he's had trouble with, the reads, the different things like that. But the only thing that cure that, I don't care how good a quarterback you are, is reps. It's going to become easier and easier for him as it goes along.
Boonville's tradition is well documented across Mississippi as the Blue Devils have missed the playoffs just once since 1992 and have 3 state championships to their name. But the 3A title has eluded the Blue Devils since they moved up, and Maddox hopes the ball will bounce their way this year.
You'll have to have a break or two. It's not going to be from lack of effort. Maybe with some more experience, we'll be able to handle something like that, stop that bleeding, if it starts. But, like I said, our goal is to make it to the playoffs every year. And our kids do that, but we won't take that next step.
Boonville will start the season at home versus Moorville, then finish up the month of August hosting Baldwin in the Skunk Bowl. With the Blue Devils in the high school football tour, Robbie Donahoe, WCBI Sports.
Devils on 3, 1, 2, 3, Devils!
60 Schools in 60 Days with Boonville High School was brought to you by Boonville Community Pharmacy and Gino's Tire Pros.
That is by far one of my favorite rivalry game names of all time, the Skunk Bowl. It comes all the way back from 2013 when they were playing at Baldwin and the Skunk ran out into the field in the 3rd quarter. Boonville had the lead. Baldwin came back and won it. Ever since then, been named Skunk Bowl. How about that?
I like it.
Little history. I like it.
I think that's right. I'll confirm that. My memory's terrible. I had concussions in high school, so hopefully we're right about that. But I'll make sure it is.
All right, thanks, Robbie. We'll be back.
All right, here's our 7-day forecast. Low 90s, lows into the 70s, the daily rain change here. Not too many changes going forward. If anything, there could be more coverage Thursday and Saturday versus those other days, but you know what? We'll just see how it plays out.
Yeah, hot and humid.
It has been that.
You spend about 5 minutes outside, you are covered in sweat.
You see this hairstyle? You can blame the humidity. Yes.
There you have it. Thanks for joining us, everyone.